So how is it that I come across all these free machines to fix and eventually sell? Well, the answer is pretty obvious, but it's not the whole story. There's more to it, I just don't bother mentioning it. So if you're wanting to make some extra money or just need a mower for yourself, you're in luck. Because in this video, we'll talk about the details, and while we do, you can watch me fix one of these free mowers. Just as a reminder, if you're wanting to see the original repair video for this mower, there should be a link to it at the top of the screen or in the description. Now, it's no secret that I find most of my equipment from online markets, from the biggest and most popular one to lesser known ones. There's no shortage of them. The mower you're looking at was free, but this time I happened to find it at the annual Community Garbage Day. I just happened to be driving by the drop-off zone when I saw it sitting next to the dumpsters. I'm getting ahead of myself here, so let's focus on the online markets first, then we'll talk about the alternatives later on. Now, as you might have realized, I have not named any specific online marketplace, and that is done on purpose. The one I'm talking about has a massive presence and is worth well over $1 trillion, so I don't need to give them any kind of advertising, but I'm sure you know which one I'm talking about. But I will say that if you need to find, sell, or buy stuff, it would make sense to use it to your benefit. I will admit, every time someone asks me which app I'm using, I have no problems telling them, but no one ever asks me how I use it. I'm guessing that they seem to think that you open the app and free stuff just jumps out at you with no effort whatsoever. And even though that could happen, it very rarely works out that way, so what's the secret? Easy, looking several times a day, but it can't be some random times. You need to do some research. What I mean by research is take notes when good stuff shows up in your area. Does it happen at lunch, or does it happen more often during the evening time? You'll also have to keep track on what day of the week this happens too. And with all this information, you should be able to get an idea of when you need to keep your eyes open for the good stuff. But why even bother? Why not just look every hour during the weekends or when you get off of work? Here's the thing, you can absolutely do it that way if you want to, but you might be wasting a lot of your precious time too. Of course, it is your time to waste, but I'd feel bad for you if you did, so let's try doing this the smart way. After finding out which days and what time works best for you, your chances of picking stuff up will be a whole lot better. Or will it? Your chances of picking stuff up is totally not in your control. It's merely a game of chance, and I hate to say it, you're not the only one playing. Now, if you're not the type to use an app to find stuff, there are other ways to use the app to get stuff. The easiest way is to advertise that you're willing to pick up broken or unwanted equipment. Now, you might think that sounds a bit fishy, and you'd be right. You're fishing for desperate consumers who are looking for a way to get rid of their stuff with almost zero effort on their part. They know they have a lawnmower or more in the garage that they need to get rid of, but just haven't pushed it to the curb yet. But when they see your ad, hopefully it'll remind them that someone is willing to come by and pull that stuff out of the garage or shed for them. All they have to do is reply to your ad, and hopefully those items will disappear as soon as possible. Just as a reminder, if you post an ad like this, they'd like you to come pick up their stuff in a timely manner. Because if you make plans at a later time, chances are good they might change their mind. So just make sure you're available, and it should work out great for both of you. I know this sounds obvious, but you'd be surprised what comes up during the time your ad is up. Here's a tip, don't limit yourself to just one app. There are others out there, and the more you use, the better your chances. Just don't be surprised by the lack of new postings in those apps. There's a reason why they're not popular. Here's something to consider while looking for free stuff. What exactly are you looking for? The reason why this is important is because if you're looking for something specific, you might be waiting for a long time. Just remember, the stuff being given away is stuff someone doesn't want, which probably isn't going to be a high-quality machine worth $1,000. So say you just picked up a free lawnmower, congratulations, but before we start celebrating too hard, did you look it over? Remember, the person who let this machine go thought it wasn't worth anything, and they might be right. Not everyone is a small engine mechanic, but they still have eyes and can see when something is beyond fixing. There is the other possibility though, and that is when people give up on them because they've already tried to fix it and wasn't able to. And if you're curious, that appears what's happened here with this mower you're seeing in the video. Unfortunately, it looks like they didn't put it back the way they were supposed to and then gave up on it. That was bad for them, but good for us, just so long as we can fix it. Luckily, it looks as though when they were putting it back together, they put everything back on it, which doesn't always happen. Just be aware that any parts that are missing and you don't have a parts machine available just means it'll cost you to replace them. One missing part isn't too bad to replace. However, when it's missing several items, it means you just got the bad part of the deal. It's very rare when a machine is missing so many items, but when it happens, it means the previous owner more than likely farmed the parts from it already. Meaning they saved money on the parts, but you ended up paying for them when you try to get it back up and running. So just because you got a free lawnmower doesn't mean it's not without its problems. In fact, you might have just inherited them. So what are you supposed to do with a lawnmower that's missing more than $50 in parts? Well, that's a really tough question to answer. It really depends on you and what your needs are. Now, if you're a fixer, then you've got spare parts, but if you're not, you've got options. Just because you picked up a mower that's missing parts doesn't mean it's worthless. In fact, there's money in it. I would consider either selling the mower to someone else who could use it for parts or tear it apart and sell the parts one by one. Doing it this way could end up making you more money than just selling it as a whole unit. Yes, there's a bit more work doing it this way, but it's a very good way to turn less than an hour of work into good money. It's funny, after saying that out loud, I'm beginning to think that it might make more financial sense to tear apart every machine I get instead of fixing it. The only reason I bring it up is because fixing a lawnmower to start and run as it should takes a lot of know-how. But taking apart a mower to sell for parts doesn't take near as much knowledge. Even a beginner can do it. There are some terrible pitfalls with this approach, and that is taking a mower apart will end up taking more space than if it was whole. The other possibility is that you don't end up selling all the parts and end up with leftovers. You'll then need to figure out what to do with them, all the while wasting all that time, not to mention space. Speaking of space, someone asked me about doing more riding mower content, so this will be a great time to address it. Riding mowers are great when they're new, but once they get several seasons on them, things aren't as good. Yes, you can still find riding mowers being given away for free, but why is that? Why aren't they selling them instead? It's for the same reason for the push mowers. The cost to repair them might be more than the owner wants to pay. Not only that, but the cost might also be more than what the mower is worth in the condition that it's in. Simply put, the cost to maintain a riding mower at some point will be a lot, and when that happens, most would rather just get rid of it than keep it. So I guess this is when I swoop in and pick it up, right? Think again, you're about to step into a trap. The reason why I don't like picking them up is not only because of cost, but space. Let me put it this way, do you have enough space to keep and work on 10 to 15 riding mowers? We're talking about indoor storage without the use of tarps, so no weather can get to them. Riding mowers can bring in good money, but the profit margin is not good enough to make up for the floor space they take up in comparison to 4 push mowers. Simply put, I make more money with less hassle working on just push mowers, so riding mowers I just leave for other people to pick up. Now, if you want to try your hand at fixing them, then they're all yours, and you might even enjoy working on them. But don't be surprised by how complex some of them are and the amount of diagnostic work that goes into them. Now, personally, I do enjoy working on them, but after flipping several of them, I soon realized why so many of them are given away. It's funny because my take was that if you spend a lot of money on something, that you would end up taking better care of it. Well, that turns out to be false. It really depends on the person who bought it, not the cost of the item. It's a real shame, but to be honest, we've moved away from fixing things to just replacing them. So if you don't want to keep replacing your stuff, it might be worth it to take care of it even if it's just a little bit. It's a lot easier to do on a push mower, whereas riding mowers are just maintenance heavy, so be ready if you decide to get one. So I do work on riding mowers, but out of convenience, I tend to work on them on location, which is not ideal, but it makes the owners happy, so it makes me happy. Now, I do have some riders in my possession, and I do plan on working on them, but I won't work on them until the season starts back up. But until then, I'm going to focus what I have on hand and also what I can find using my app. So will I ever stop looking for stuff? Well, I don't plan on it. I enjoy working on the projects as it keeps me busy, and the money doesn't hurt either. Besides that, doing this kind of hobby also keeps these machines out of the landfills and into the hands of the people who needs them. Now, if you don't need the money, then you're very fortunate, and I would definitely consider giving these away to a charitable institution. But don't be surprised if you find the same mower on the curb again needing work because the person you gave it to couldn't take care of it. Just like in life, some consumers will never take care of these and are destined to need a new one almost every season. But in the meantime, we'll keep fixing them and the consumers will keep buying them. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate your time here. Please feel free to ask me any questions about this project or about your own projects, and I hope to see you in the next video.